The Portuguese Minister of Justice calls for a collective commitment to combat racism and xenophobia, stressing that it seems to have refounded in the middle of the 21st century, a doctrine of demonization of the different. Francisca Van Dunem understands, therefore, that we must collectively make a commitment to combat racism in its different forms and xenophobia. At the high-level conference on protection against racial discrimination and related intolerance under the Portuguese Presidency of the EU Council, the minister recalled that we are witnessing the expansion of radical movements which resort to hate speech, expression of intolerance and violence against certain groups and sectors of the population, and that this phenomenon is particularly evident on the internet, and that it is exacerbated by the pandemic of COVID-19. Van Dunem reiterated, therefore, that the Portuguese presidency shares the motto that has driven the European response. What is considered illegal offline should also be online, and consequently it is essential to improve the ability to collect and preserve the evidence obtained in a digital environment to bring to justice the authors of illicit conduct that undermine the foundations of democracy. Diversity is not a threat but a wealth. This is what Europe and European citizens expect from all of us, concluded the minister. The Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs and Cooperation of Portugal, Francisco Andro, noted that racial discrimination, including related intolerance, is a violation of human rights, an affront to human dignity. There is no valid biological, political, or cultural superiority explanation to justify it. He opened the conference proceedings on behalf of the Minister of State and Foreign Affairs and pointed out that in some countries the anti-discrimination legal frameworks do not exist or are not aligned with international human rights instruments. What has to change? And he went on to affirm that even in countries where there have been significant legislative developments, violations and abuses persist, which highlights the need to bridge the gap between the legal framework and social practice. The Vice President of the European Commission and Commissioner for the Promotion of the European Way of Life, Margaritis Chinas, who participated in the work by video conference, retreated to the founding treaties of the Union. The treaty reminds us that the European Union was founded on respect for human dignity in a society where pluralism, non-discrimination, tolerance, justice, solidarity, and equality between men and women prevail. This is the essence, this is the DNA of Europe. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, highlighted in a message the EU's efforts to combat discrimination with the European Anti-Racism Plan 2020-2025 and the 10-year plan to combat anti-Gypsyism. But he did not ignore that it is crucial to bridge the gap between law and politics and concrete measures to effect real changes in behavior at the global level. This high-level conference on protection against racial discrimination and related intolerance is part of a series of initiatives related to the promotion of European values of democracy. The first in April were the celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Istanbul Convention, the state of the art, and the conference Informal Dialogue on Integration. The next initiatives in May are high-level conferences on the rule of law. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.